One warmy Sunday morning, as Michael was taking a walk in the neighborhood, he met a stunning woman who had dazzling eyes that seemed to sparkle in the sunlight. Michael was a handsome man with a dark smoldering eyes and charming smile that could melt any woman's heart, and from the moment he saw Emily, he was captivated and he wanted to know everything about her, to be near her and to feel her presence in his life. Michael was a successful businessman and he lived in a cozy apartment in the neighborhood, and he immediately asked Emily on a movie date night at his apartment so that they could get to know each other. Emily accepted the invitation and a date was set. On their date night, Emily got to prepare dinner at Michael's place and they seemed to connect more as they ate dinner together and got to watch a movie. Their energies were synchronized. As they got to know each other, Michael and Emily grew closer and closer, and they shared their hopes and dreams and even fears with one another, forging a deep connection that seemed unbreakable. Michael was head over heels in love with Emily, and he knew that she was the one he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. One day, Emily invited Michael to meet her mother, Claire. Michael was hesitant at first, unsure of what to expect, but when he laid his eyes on Claire, he was taken aback. She was a vision of beauty, with dark hair and piercing eyes that seemed to see right through him. Claire was more than just attractive. She exuded a confidence and allure that drew Michael in like a moth to a flame. As time went on, Michael found himself drawn to Claire more and more. There was something about her that he couldn't resist, a magnetic pull that he couldn't ignore, and Claire seemed to feel the same way about him. Every time Michael visited their home, Claire would make sure to dress in revealing outfits, showing off her ample cleavage and toned legs in a way that made Michael's heart to race. One fateful night, Michael invited Claire to join him at a luxurious hotel on the outskirts of town. They checked in under false names, their hearts pounding with anticipation. As they entered the lavish room, the air crackled with tension and desire. Before they knew it, they were locked in a passionate embrace, their bodies intertwined in a frenzy of desire. Their affair continued in secret, with Michael and Claire sneaking around behind Emily's back. Michael was intoxicated by Claire's beauty, her sensuality, her wild and untamed spirit. He couldn't get enough of her, craving her touch, her kiss, and her love. But their secret affair was not to last. One fateful evening, Emily left her workplace early so that she would go to Michael's place to prepare dinner to surprise him. When she got to the apartment, she heard some noise coming out of Michael's bedroom. Out of curiosity, she went to check what was going on. When Emily stepped into the room, she was in shock and in disbelief. The room fell silent as she stared at them, her heart breaking into 1,000 pieces. The shock in her eyes were enough to break Michael's heart into 1,000,000 pieces. He had destroyed the woman he loved, the woman he thought he wanted to spend his life with. As Emily stormed out of the room, tears streaming down her face, Michael knew that he had made a grave mistake. He had let his lust for Claire cloud his judgment, leading him down a dark path that had ultimately destroyed everything he held dear. In the aftermath, guilt and regret ate away at Michael, consuming him from the inside out. He knew that he would never be able to make amends for what he had done and for the pain and heartache he had caused, destroying the relationship of a mother and daughter. And as he looked back on the affair with Claire, he knew that it was a mistake he would never be able to forgive himself for. In the end, Michael was left with nothing but his own regrets and bitter taste of betrayal on his own tongue. He had lost everything he held dear, all because of a moment of weakness and lust. And as he lay down alone in the darkness, he knew that he would never be able to escape the pain and the shame of what he had done. He had slept with his mother-in-law-to-be, and in doing so, he had lost everything that mattered most to him. The end. If you have enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe, and share. Please consider leaving a comment on the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of Untill by Julian.